Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome to episode 4 of Investing with Peso. Today we will cover some cryptocurrency news, not stocks this time around, but let's check out the market and see how it's been lately. Alright, so we made it here over on CoinMarketCap. Check out the charts here. So we have Ethereum right now sitting around $3,400. It recently did break 3K from a run around 2,200. So we have it up 23% last week. Binance BNB is down 2% today, up 1% in the last week, but it is sitting at the number 3 position here. Number 4, we have the infamous Dogecoin, up 86% in the last week for Dogecoin. I personally haven't invested in it. I do applaud all the people that did manage to get gains in it, but it's just not my cup of tea. And rounding out the top 10, we have XRP, Cardano up 9% today, 16% the last week. Polkadot up 11% in the last week. Bitcoin Cash up 52% in the last week. Litecoin up 32%. And if we make our way outside of the top 10, we have Chainlink up about 25%. Ethereum Classic had a crazy run, 282% gain in the last week. And we have some other notables, VeChain, EOS up 86%. I did manage to get a trade in EOS, so that was pretty nice. As well as Tezos down in 29, 41% gain in the last 7 days. So the market overall is in good shape. You know, I will say it's altcoin season. We have Bitcoin that has been kind of stagnant around 55,000, while we have all of the altcoins having some serious gains here. All right, so jumping into some news, Cardano is recently staking on the Kraken exchange. So I personally was happy about that for staking ADA on Kraken. Payouts are to be delivered on a regular weekly basis and are currently available. So I'm still waiting for my first ADA staking deposit, but I do currently have some stake. So it's a good opportunity to try to lock in some of these gains. As the crypto's gaining, you could stake it and get an additional percentage, and then it just starts compounding from there. All right, but to look more into staking, let's check out some of the other things that you can stake now on Kraken. So as I just mentioned, you can stake ADA, stake Cosmo Atom at 7% at a minimum of 0.2 Atom. Ethereum, you can stake it, but take note that it's a part of the ETH 2.0 upgrade. So technically, your ETH will be locked indefinitely. Whenever the protocol finishes with the next upgrade with Ethereum, at that time you might be able to unstake it. But just keep that in mind. You can also stake Flow, but I don't think it's available to US customers. I recently picked up some Kava strictly to get this 20% APR. So I'll see how that goes, how it performs. I already have Polkadot staked at 12%, had 10 of them staked. I recently picked up one Kusama to stake that as well at 12%. It's a nice rate. And Tezos, I'm trading some, but I don't have any to stake. So make sure you're capitalizing on all these rewards, all the staking and free cryptocurrency to help, get you a bigger bag. All right, so as we know, Dogecoin has been pumping, but like I said, I haven't been in it. Personally, I don't agree with the fundamentals behind it. There's no institutional support, the big supply, it's all things I don't like. So we have this article here. There's a $25 billion Dogecoin whale in the lurks, but Robinhood CEO said it's not Robinhood essentially. As people were making accusations that it was them. For the one part I did want to point out, the Wall Street Journal in February reported that it had identified records that showed a person or entity owned about 28% of all Dogecoins in circulation. At the time in February, it was worth $2 billion. Now it's worth around $25 billion. So just keep that in mind. Like, it's supposed to be a decentralized coin, but you have one central party owning 28% of the entire circulation. If they wanted to dump those Dogecoins, it would take the price right with it. Alright, but all these gains, I made a good deal off Ethereum. Like I said, it broke 3,000. So now we have Vitalik, Ethereum's founder and creator. He's now the world's youngest billionaire. But yeah, he's now the world's youngest billionaire after it surpassed, I believe, 3,200. So now his collective crypto holdings of Ethereum are well over $1 billion. So pretty impressive to see. But just as with Dogecoin, it is concerning to some degree that one person owns so much of a decentralized currency. The main fuel to the fire behind all of these recent moves has been primarily fears of inflation from the US dollar, which most people get paid in. Most people store in their banks with low interest rates. But the Federal Reserve is printing money with no regard, so inflation will end up increasing. So this article here saying US dollar share of global foreign exchange reserves drops to 25-year low. That's quite concerning. The share of the US dollar reserves held by central banks fell to 59%, its lowest level in 25 years during the fourth quarter of 2020. Some analysts say this partly reflects the declining role of the US dollar in global economy in the face of competition from other currencies used by central banks for international transactions. If the shifts in central banks' reserves are large enough, they can affect currency and bond markets. So here we have more evidence of the US dollar losing its value, and I personally don't think it's against other international currencies. I think it's against crypto and digital assets like Bitcoin, which by nature are deflationary, some of them, and these algorithms will end up helping the Bitcoin asset to outperform, the government-backed US dollar. All right, in the next news, we have Square. Their Bitcoin revenue grows 11x year over year. Square Cash Apps generated $3.5 billion in Bitcoin revenue in the first quarter of 2021, according to a shareholder report. So Cash App generated $3.5 billion of Bitcoin revenue and $75 million of Bitcoin gross profit during the first quarter. That is up 11x year over year. That was double Square Bitcoin's revenue in the fourth quarter of 2020. So we see institutions are capitalizing on the growth of Bitcoin, on holding Bitcoin, on processing fees behind Bitcoin. And the institutional support is helping solidify the legitimacy of the asset. In similar news, we have eBay looking into crypto payments. The CEO was interviewed by CNBC, said we'll continue to look into other payment options like cryptocurrency. As for NFTs, they're looking at and exploring opportunities for how we can enable it in eBay in an easy way. Again, you have the digital assets being secured by traditional industries. To put this further in perspective, the article here about someone paying $1.7 million in Litecoin for a Tom Brady football card. So it's not an NFT, but the actual physical asset. The auction house says this marks the most expensive item to be paid in crypto since the company began to accept this form of payment. So we see people are storing crypto assets, they're using them to exchange value. and something like this is truly groundbreaking. Next piece of news, not too many details, but even bigger than the eBay news. Mastercard will begin facilitating cryptocurrency transactions in 2021. It's still unclear which digital currencies will be included in the network and how they will be utilized within the network, but the fact that they are considering it, being that they are a traditional financial industry, it shows that the wave of cryptocurrency will continue to surge, and it can't be quiet. It can't be silenced. In our next news, we have Galaxy Digital to acquire Bidzo in a $1.2 billion deal. So major financial services and investment manager firm Galaxy Digital has agreed to acquire crypto services provider Bidzo. The transaction will allow Galaxy Digital to be further integrated into crypto to capture some of those processing fees like someone like Square has been doing. Again, further legitimizing the cryptocurrency space. Next piece of news, we have Bidzo. It's a Latin American exchange. They raised an additional $250 million in funding, bringing their total valuation to $2.2 billion. And it's just impressive to see, this catching on in the different regions. And it's definitely something to look out for. So we definitely have crypto interests in Latin America as well. We have the Oakland A's make MLB's first Dogecoin ticket sale. The pro baseball team had announced it was selling 2 seed pods for $100. So I guess it's some good news in respect to Doge, getting some support here from legitimate entities, and eventually that would lead to helping the entire crypto space overall. So in our next piece of news, not really bearish news, but negative spin. Crypto now viewed by some as a threat to financial stability, Fed survey finds. So roughly 20% of the 24 professionals contacted by the Fed listed cryptocurrencies and stablecoins as a potential risk to financial stability. The survey was included in the Fed's latest semi-annual report on financial stability published Thursday. So there are prominent people within our financial industry looking to look at cryptocurrency and stable coins as being a problem. And there's a bigger problem with traditional fiat currency as far as illegal means. So they're just creating fear of dump, scaring away potential investors. And another piece of negative news regarding crypto. There was a suicide leading to a loss of $180,000 in crypto. So a South Korean man in his 20s committed suicide. Police claimed that crypto investment gone wrong allegedly drove him to take his own life. This is similar to the situation with Robinhood late last year. So all I can say to this is, always never invest more than what you can afford to lose, manage your risk. And at the end of the day, it is just money. So don't do anything too drastic.
All right, before I end today's video, I just wanted to dip into my trades one more time. So I still had the position in Litecoin, Dash, and Chainlink open. And I already took profit on these, but I'm still up 8%, 7%, and 0.44% on the first three. I still have my 200 Algo RAM position open with 15% gain. Atom Cosmos finally came around. I'm sitting at a nice 23% gain. It's nice to be out of the red on that one. EOS, I should have took profit around the 90% profit margin, but I did not. So I'm still up 64%. I might close it pretty soon. And then I have the Tezos position still open. I recently took profit on that as well. I took profit on Cosmos, EOS, as well as Tezos. I'm still up 24%. And lastly, I still have that Ethereum trade that I entered around 2,300. And as we see, Ethereum is fighting to go back towards this all-time high. We're at 35.71. I have the 15-minute chart up here. I think our all-time high is around 3,600. Let me add it to the 4-hour chart. All right, yeah, 3602 is still our top. So we're lingering around the all-time high for Ethereum. So still a good trade. I have some free margin, so I might get into some more. Looking back over, I still have the Cardano positions open, Kusama, Polkadot, and Kava. I guess those are a given because these are long-term holds just for the staking aspect, as well as about the 0.01 Bitcoin open. So that concludes my trade update.
But that concludes our news today. Thank you for joining episode 4 of Investing with Peso. Please be on the lookout for the next episode. As always, you want to like, subscribe, and comment. More vlogs on the way. More importantly, more music on the way. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Trying to make my life a movie on some Jordan Peele shit. Oh yeah. I ball like him. These niggas simps, tell me. Stay high like blimp, so I don't even trim. And never slip. You know what it is, bitch. I put the I in pimp. Eating place up, pill shrimp. Going 8 like a chimp. You get the gist. Check the flick of the wrist. Bitch. I got a pack and made it flip. It's doing tricks. She all up on my dick. Bitch, just a tip. I'm so for real. Reckon